All right, guys, Sean Alexander, Apex Pressure Cleaning. I just wanted to go over a quick video of one of our Gen 2 systems that just got finished. This one is available. It's our most cost-effective system that we build. This is the 5.5 gallon a minute Everflo pump with the Pentair metering valves. This is the most cost-effective, like I said, system we build. This one retails for $1,100 plus shipping. Most shipping in the continental U.S., the lower 48 states, we can do for $50. So if you're someplace in like Florida, South Carolina, Alabama, New Jersey, someplace like that, I can get this to your door for $1,150. All right. So let's go over some of the features with this one real quick, and it does include the drop sticks there. So let's go over some of the features real quick. Again, this is the Everflo 5.5. It's a popular pump for a couple reasons. People use them because they're inexpensive. People hate them because they're inexpensive. So they're popular, like I said, and that's both a good and bad thing. So when it comes to Everflo 5.5s, I still have my original one. I don't know about you guys. I never wore it out. It is starting to leak now. I use it for oxalic acid on a 30-gallon bucket just to do like decks and rust removal and things like that. So it is starting to leak, but the thing still works. And I don't even treat it all that great anymore. I used to when it was my primary soft wash pump. I used to rinse it out all the time without an issue. But like I said, it's a cost-effective pump. They're readily available. You can get them next day if you need to. I always recommend you keep a spare with you. But you know, it does its job. I think it does its job fairly well. Now, when we build a system, we dual drill this pump mounting plate here for both the 5.5 and the Remco 5.3 is the same bolt pattern, by the way. And we also dual drill it for the 7. So you see these extra set of holes here. Those are for the Remco 7 gallon a minute pump. And you can see them over on the other side here. It's a bigger footprint. So they're dual drilled for the 7 gallon a minute pump. So after you wear out your first Everflo, step up. You know, get the 7 gallon a minute pump. So the pump is wired to a marine grade switch. It's not waterproof, but it'll do the job. All the wiring that I add to the system is 10 gauge. So this stuff that comes from Everflo here, this is obviously not 10 gauge, but I didn't add this. This is coming from the pump itself. So there is a quick connect here. So pump swaps aren't that hard. They're not that labor intensive. There's no wiring to do. But when it comes to all the wiring added to the system itself, it's all 10 gauge that I add. Okay, and those are the battery cables there. As far as the proportioner goes, like I said, this one is using the Pentair valves. Again, everybody loves to hate on these things. They do have a reputation of cracking. When I build these systems, these proportioners, I only hand tighten them. That doesn't mean I haven't had a couple that have cracked. I've had a couple guys that have bought them from me, and they told me that when they first used it, it was cracked. So guess what? I sent them another one. So I stand behind the machine. You know, I do my best to cover you guys with anything you should need. But when it comes to buying a system with these Pentair valves, you need to know that they are not the most robust valve out there. So you got to treat them with kid gloves, if you know what I mean. The nice thing about them, though, is they're cheap. You can get them for $50 a piece. Again, just like the pumps, you can get them readily, you know, next day on Amazon if you have to keep you going. But again, I recommend keeping extra valves. Keep spare valves. Never go to a job with only one way of completing that job. If you're doing a house wash and you're going to use your 12-volt system, make sure you have a spare pump and some valves if you need it, or make sure you have a way of downstreaming, you know, to get that job done. So, like I said, I always recommend having spares on hand and the tools to change them. So let's keep going over the system. When I build them, another thing people like to complain about, I use a garden hose connector at the output side of the pump. You can screw a garden hose right on there. It's a standard 3/4 inch garden hose thread. Just screw a standard garden hose right on the end of it. Makes it super easy. I also include a, homemade, like everybody makes, soft wash wand. All right. It also has the female side garden hose connector, so you can screw your garden hose here, screw your garden hose here, and the next thing you know, you are able to start spraying with this system. All the stuff is included the way you see it for the $1,100 price. I don't include a nozzle. I give you guys a choice on that. A lot of people like either a J-rod or one of those adjustables, whether you're using like an M5 twist or one of those cheap adjustables from one of the spray places around. It's a standard 1/4 inch quick connect coupling. It's stainless steel. Use it. It works good. You can step up eventually, get yourself a Sutner gun or something like that. I don't recommend those blue guns that you see everybody use. These pumps just don't put out enough GPM for that. Even with the 7 gallon a minute, I think the nozzle's just too big. You just don't get the performance you're looking for. So on the back side of the machine, you get the battery maintainer. It's fully wired, ready to go. You hook your battery in. The battery's not included. You hook your battery in. You never have to disconnect it. When you get done working for the day, run yourself a drop cord to the 110 plug here, and it's automatic. It won't overcharge the battery. It won't undercharge the battery. I've never had a problem. I use the same maintainer on my trailer. It's it works great. I've never gotten to a job site and the battery's been dead. There's a couple blinking lights. When it's blinking green, it means it's charging it. When it's a solid green, it's ready to go. It's switchable from 12 volt to 6 volt, but most of the time everyone's is going to be using a 12 volt battery. When it comes to the battery, I do recommend that you get a deep cycle battery. It's a Group 24 battery box, so you can go to Walmart and get a Group 24 deep cycle marine battery. And the difference between a deep cycle and a marine starting battery is that the deep cycle is designed to be discharged down to a low voltage state and brought back without damaging the battery. You do that to a normal 12 volt battery like your car battery, and you're only going to do that a couple times and you're going to destroy that battery. So, like I said, get a deep cycle marine battery. I use the one from Walmart. They're $84 or whatever the heck it is. Super easy, never let me down. I got 2 of them. So, that's what I use. So the proportioner, I build these. A lot of people have asked me about them. No, I'm not going to give away where I get all my components from. If you want to know, you're going to have to do your own research on these. But the manifold block itself is anodized aluminum. There is an outlet on the opposite side that I cap off, but you can take the cap on, that you can remove the cap and then make a flow through, whether you use like a ball valve or something. You can do a flow through on that, so you can easily flush the pump out. Or the way I do mine is I just turn all the bleach and surfactant off, and I just run water through it. That doesn't normally get the bleach valve clean, but I've never had any issues. Some people are pretty anal and they want to get everything clean. Well, you're going to have to take your drop stick and drop it into some fresh water to get that stuff clean. But the manifold block itself, they do have 2 additional ports on there. They're 1/2 inch. You could run something else through it if you wanted to, besides bleach and surfactant. Maybe you want to run a like a degreaser or what have you through it. I don't recommend running acid through it, obviously, because bleach and acid, they don't mix up real well without killing you. But there is a couple extra ports on there that you could use. You'd obviously have to drop like a 1/2 inch pipe riser down a little bit to get free of the other valves, but it can be done. I've had people ask me about them. So When it comes to the valves itself, which leg is which, it doesn't matter on the two outside ones. You can run water through either one or bleach through either one. It doesn't matter. The center one I obviously have set up for a 1/4 inch line versus the two 1/2 inch lines for surfactant. But, you know, which side it's up to you. You get all the paperwork that comes to me. So you get the owner's manual for the pump from Everflo, and if you get a Remco pump from me, you get the same paperwork. You get the paperwork for the battery charger. If you do order a machine from me and you want the GF valves, you do get the paperwork that comes with the GF valves as well. The GF valves, the machines do run $400 more because obviously those valves are quite a bit more expensive, but everything else is pretty much the same. Now, the last thing I'll talk about is the drop sticks. Each machine comes with 3 drop sticks. The first one up here is your surfactant drop stick. Comes with a little soap filter on there. Comes with, I believe I cut those to 20 inches. The PVC is 20 inches long, so that'll go in any, you know, normal size surfactant tank. The PVC is it does nothing more than keep the braided hose from curling up, so it doesn't serve any more purpose than that. It's not watertight or anything. But the surfactant tube is 100 inches long, so it's just over 8 feet. But it comes with all the clamps you need to clamp it up to the barb fitting on the proportioner. And then you get both a water and a bleach drop stick. I build them in 2 pieces because they have to be able to fit in the box. So you slip that on like so. Those drop sticks are designed to be used in a 55-gallon plastic drum. Everyone asks me, can you use a tank, a dedicated tank? Yeah, well, no problem. I give you 10 feet. There's 10 feet of each hose. So if you can get it done, and if you have tanks on your trailer in your truck, you can get it done with 10 feet. Great. If not, well, you're gonna have to go to Home Depot or Lowe's or some store that sells this 1/2 inch braided tubing and get some more. But like I said, I designed the system to be used with 55-gallon drums. The water drop stick does have a little pre-filter on there. The bleach drop stick does not. The corrosiveness of bleach is just going to eat that filter up anyway and destroy a tank of your bleach. So I just run mine empty like that. If you want to find some kind of screen for it, whatever, have at it. But I can't seem to find anything that isn't made of metal, which is going to corrode and rust. So I just leave it open, and that's how I use mine. Most people who have dedicated tanks don't have filters, or they have an inline filter of some kind. So that's the system. This one is available. I could ship it out, this week sometime, and chances are I could get it to your door in the next 4 or 5 days, depending on where you're at. But again, this is an $1,100 machine. It's $50 flat rate shipping in the lower 48 states. If you're interested, you can give me a phone call at 810-284-2545, and we can set up everything. I can go over how payments accepted. I don't have a credit card machine, so I don't take payment via credit card, but I've never been able to, or I've never not been able to sell one of these to somebody. So if you have like Venmo or Cash App, and if you guys are doing business as a pressure washing company, I'm going to guess that you've had customers pay you in such a way. So that's how we get some payment, and that's worked fairly well for us. So again, if you're interested, $1,100 for this one, $50 shipping in the lower 48 states. I've already sent one of these to Alaska. Kyle, if you're up there watching this, so there is one up there, but that shipping is going to be a little bit more. So just a little bit of walk around, a couple more videos, or a couple more little peeks for you if you want. All right, guys. Let me know if you're looking for one. 7 gallon a minute I can do. GF valves I can do. Prices go up from here. This is the base system we have, $1,100 plus $50 shipping in the lower 48 states. If you want it, give me a call, 810-284-2545. Thanks. Bye.